Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and today we're going to be talking about once you get your license and you start working for a company, how long should you actually stay with that company? So there's a whole lot of jokes out there in the trucking industry that truck drivers are like the streetwalkers out there, and they're just jumping from job to job, just looking for a little bit more of a raise. That's probably not the best option for you if you want a long-standing career here and you want the easiest possible way to make as most money as possible. Alright, that being said, I'm not one to say that you should stay at the company for the rest of your life because that's not practical too in many cases. But these are going to be the main things that you have to understand is when is it the right time to jump to the next company? When is it a big enough opportunity to actually get there, right? So that being said, let's talk about what actually happens and what are the factors in this decision making. The first thing that you do have to understand is for drivers who jump from company to company to company, every time that you apply to a new trucking company, you're going to have to list all of those different companies out because those companies are going to put you in their national database that's saying that you're working for them, which means that list has to verify with your list, which means the more you jump around, the harder it actually is going to be for you to apply, because imagine all those applications that you're going to fill out. You're going to have to write down every single company that you ever worked for. That's something that most people have no idea about. Oh, that's not a big deal, John. Well, think about it. It's much easier to write down first, hey, for the past 10 years I worked for these 20 companies, right? So when it actually comes to working for 20 different companies, it's going to make it a lot harder for you to find a job moving forward, because what company in the world wants to invest money in you just for you to actually just jump around to the next guy? Because they start kind of getting some feelings about it. If you're just a 6-monther, why are they going to invest the training, the time process, the money into you if you're not going to get anything in return? And that's happened with any kind of company, any kind of industry. Me as an employer, we have close to 40 employees now, and one of the things that we do check on the resume is, hey, how fast and how long are you with your previous company to know if we're even going to consider hiring you or not. If you got a whole bunch of companies, 6 months a year type of thing, we're probably not even going to pay your application any attention. And the same thing when it comes to the trucking industry as well, right? Hey, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy. We have an amazing video for you today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below for this video, and let's get started. So at minimum, what I would recommend is staying with a company at least for 2 years. Because 2 years, now you're going to get the whole learning curve, of course. You're then going to understand how their systems and processes work. And then there's also enough time for you to see what the growth potential is for that company. Now, not every company is created equal. So if a company is treating you terribly, of course, make sure you do not let yourself stay in that situation. If a company, I've heard so many horror stories where all of a sudden a driver starts working for a full month, the company says, hey, we'll pay you next week, and they never get paid. Don't let it go a whole month to do that. I know your heart is big, I know, so make sure, but it is business at the end of the day, right? So the minimum that you should stay with the company is 2 years. That's going to give you enough momentum to keep going. Here at Driving Academy, we say that our slogan is to help people get on the road to freedom. And with freedom, that means you need choice, right? So there's a lot of other driving schools out there that actually make you sign a contract with that company and almost make you into a slave, because if you read the fine print of the company, it says if you quit or get fired, they have the right to sue you for any type of training or any type of thing that they did for you. And usually that's like a $10,000 to $15,000 lawsuit that you can potentially have if you quit or get fired before the contract terminates, right? So it's definitely something that you want to worry about in the beginning, because you don't want to worry about that at the end. So the cool thing about being a student here is that we have our lifetime job placement program, which means that we will guide you in the right direction and will never ask you to sign any contracts with any employer, because we believe it should be a two-way street. You should be working hard to keep your job and making sure that you continue to excel and make more money in that company. And the company should be working hard to make sure that you are satisfied as a team member of that company and offer you opportunity to continue to grow. Now the next topic is going to be, okay, John, I stayed here 2 years, I don't see the growth. What should I do next? So a lot of truck drivers actually start jumping around too prematurely because they don't understand the industry enough yet. So that first 2 years is going to be a great learning curve for you, especially if it's your first time driving. And then you're going to want to make sure that you're communicating with different truck drivers in different industries, and never take anybody's word to the bank, right? If they want to say, yeah, I'm making so much money at this company, ask to see their pay stub. Ask them to prove it. If they can't prove it, do not believe it. Because I've heard countless horror stories where people will say, yeah, but my buddy's working here, he's making so much more. And sometimes people exaggerate on what they're actually making. So he winds up making the jump and he's wound up making about the same, if not like $1 or $2 more an hour. And that's usually not worth all the headache of transferring everything over to that new company. But if you do see a company that's continuing to grow, or a company that's been there for a long time, that means that company is nice and stable, and it shows a whole consistent growth path for you. Hey, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy. We have an amazing video for you today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below for this video, and let's get started. Easiest thing to do when you're interviewing for a new company because you're dissatisfied, you're going to ask simple questions. Hey, how much money does your top drivers make? How do I get there to be there? How long is it going to take me to get there? And again, ask them to prove it in some way, shape, or form. Don't just take their word for it, right? So as long as you fully understand that, then you're able to make the decision for yourself and make sure you can keep moving forward. The other thing that people do change careers for or change jobs is going to be lifestyle change, right? So a lot of truck drivers start off maybe over the road, and they do that for about 2 years, a year, whatever it is, and then they say, no, I want to do something more local. In that case, you might be taking a little bit of pay cut, but if the lifestyle is more important to you, then that's your choice as well. So those would be the main two pieces of advice that I would give when it comes to moving to a new company in the trucking field. But the main rule is try to stay with that company for at least 2 years. Give them the whole cycle, making sure that you see whatever kind of growth capacity that you can actually get to, and you'll be a-okay. And if you want to have this great discussion in person, then definitely come to our school. All you got to do is come to our school, enroll as a student, $500 down, and get yourself started. We're open up 7 days a week, and then we also do offer lifetime job placement. So we'll help you and guide you through all of these decision makings for the entirety of your life if you need our help. So if you want more information about our program and how to get a CDL license, check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. Thanks. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.